Hey, well, everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for the last Monday here in October. It's been cold and it's going to remain cold, but temperatures will be warming up. Dry conditions through at least the middle part of the week. And with that dry air, that does mean we have these cold mornings and some warmer afternoons, relatively speaking. Now, we will be dealing with some inversions in the valleys, and you'll be able to see when we look at high temperatures over the next few days where some of these inversions may try to hold even as we get later on into the week. Now, the rain and snow returns. That's by Wednesday night into Thursday at the earliest. That means we will see warmer temperatures. This pattern is coming off the Pacific. This means rain with limited valley snow. There might be a little bit of valley snow in the morning, but it'll also be a rain event most of the time for valleys when it falls, and snow up in the higher elevations. So the satellite loop, you'll notice we have high pressure holding along the coast, southerly flow out across portions of the Pacific, extending up towards the Alaska Panhandle and northwest British Columbia, dropping due south back over western Montana and Idaho. That's keeping that cold air in place. Now, the pattern, it shifts slowly to the east, but the issue is you'll notice a couple of these small little waves coming through the flow, coming up the west side of the ridge. As that ridge shifts over us towards the middle of the week, the ridge also breaks down. These little bitty waves will come through. They'll allow the moisture in, a little bit of a breeze when these systems come through, but that's when we'll start to see the increasing chance of precipitation across the area. We'll have to see, though, how deep the moisture is once it all gets dumped over into the Cascades. If we can get some pretty good moisture surges into central and eastern Idaho, otherwise we will kind of get precipitation may be a little more skimpy than we're thinking right now. But on the weather risk outlook matrix, nothing really in our neck of the woods going except the colder temperatures. By Thursday, some impacts potentially developing in the higher elevations with the snow across those areas. But for the most part, even with this moisture coming in, it's over a multiple day period. And right now, the forecast, not a lot of precipitation, but that will be changing as we hone in on when these little systems come through and how much moisture can make it over the Cascades into the state of Idaho. So for today, temperature-wise, we'll be in the 30s and 40s, 20s up in the high country. The warmest temperatures will be down closer to the Utah border and into portions of the Camas Prairie, and the Treasure Valley will be in the mid-40s for this afternoon. Now, going into Halloween, it's going to be a cold morning tomorrow morning. Teens, especially where we can get the inversions to hold, it'll be in the teens, even single digits up in the high country. Once we get away from those inversions, it'll be in the low to mid 20s. And in the afternoon, you'll notice the inversion holding up over portions of the upper end of the plain. It'll be a lot cooler there. We're talking low to mid 40s. You get down to Pocatello, into the Magic Valley and Treasure Valley, down towards the Utah border. We're talking low to mid 50s in some locations. So you can see where the inversions are going to hold. It'll keep those afternoon temperatures down a little bit compared to the rest of the area. If you're going into the mountains, it'll be in the 20s and 30s. Now, for tomorrow evening, you'll notice many areas, the valley locations in the 40s to near 50 degrees in a few of the warmer spots. Up in the higher elevations, for example, Island Park, a good choice. Right around 4 o'clock, it'll still just be around 40 degrees. But you'll notice we quickly drop off as we go through the early part of the evening. And by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, many areas in the teens and 20s, the typical warmer locations will be just above freezing by 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow evening if you're going to be out late. That's how cold we think it will be for anybody that's doing any outdoor activities for Halloween. Going into Wednesday, it's going to be cold. You'll notice those teens and low 20s across the upper part of the plain. Warmer once you get into the southern end of the Magic Valley and into the Treasure Valley, all even in the southern end of the Snake Plain in the upper 20s to low 30s. Otherwise, in the afternoon, mid 50s, a little bit warmer into the Treasure Valley, but where the inversion holds in the upper part of the plain, staying in the 40s for tomorrow afternoon. And you'll notice the higher elevations, we're starting to lose more of the 30s, but some of the highest elevations will still be in the 20s and 30s for Wednesday afternoon. And we continue to slowly warm up each day, going into Thursday and into Friday. We drop off a little bit on Friday, but the general idea is where the inversions hold, it'll be in the 40s to low 50s. Where we get out of the inversions, it'll be into the 50s. In some cases, maybe pushing towards the upper 50s by Thursday and Friday. So once again, we do have dry conditions in place. The dry air means some pretty cold mornings, and each day those afternoons warm up where the inversion is not going to hold. And we have that rain and snow returning by the end of the week. This is not a system that has Arctic air with it, so there will be limited valley snow possible. The warmer temperatures means a lot of times if we get moisture in the lowest elevations, it'll be rain and some wet snow up in the high country. Have a great Monday, and do stay safe out there, everyone.